Hello, hello, hello. My name is Kay Honda, and you're watching Comics Verse at Wizard World Con Philadelphia 2016. I have the great honor of talking to the multi-talented Billy Martin. He is well known to be the guitarist of Good Charlotte, but he's also well known as a cartoonist and artist for a variety of different, very popular publishers. Billy, how are you today?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine. And we were just talking about how you love both illustration and music. So, because those two things don't compare, let me ask you, what do you first remember, or what do you think you started doing first?
I definitely started drawing first. I guess every kid draws when they're little, but I was really drawn to just waking up in the morning, watching Saturday morning cartoons, and sitting in front of the TV and trying to copy my favorite cartoons. So that was definitely first. I didn't start playing music till I was a teenager.
So, I guess I ask a lot of artists this who are in different media. Do you find that the two things influence each other, and how do you think they influence each other?
I definitely think they do. I think that's just your part of your brain that's creative like that. And a lot of people say, "Oh, they're so different. How do you do both?" But I, with a song, like there's no template. You just pull an idea out of the air, whether it's a rhythm or a note or a melody, and you build the song. And with art, same thing. You get a blank piece of paper, and there's nothing to start with. You just have to put the pencil down on the paper and start. So both things I think are creative like that. And often I'll be drawing and listening to music, and sometimes music will inspire the drawing, or vice versa. I'm working on music and I'll see an image in my head and I'll want to stop working on music because I want to go draw, or vice versa. You're drawing something and you would imagine it in a movie and what would the music sound like in the scene, and then you get an idea. So it's a curse and a blessing, because I like to do both, and sometimes the grass is always greener.
Do you think that I don't know if it's positive or negative, but do you think it's kind of like almost it's like overstimulating to have that many talents and have them kind of intertwine all the time like that?
I mean, all I know is I really love both so much, and I get asked all the time, "Can you pick one?" And I don't think I could pick one because during the whole Good Charlotte hiatus, I had almost 4 years to just do nothing but draw all the time, which was great. It really helped me kind of hone my skills and figure out what it would be like if that was my only job. And it was cool because I was drawing all the time and I could see my skills getting better and getting to do cool jobs. But then, like, bands would come to town that I was friends with, and I'd go see their shows and go hang out. I'm like, oh, I miss this environment. I miss being on stage. And now that Good Charlotte is back, I've had to like turn down some art projects because I'm like, I know I don't have time to commit to that because the band is touring. So it's definitely a good thing, but I like having something to fall back on back and forth like that.
All right, so then you've done a lot of work for IDW, Disney, Marvel, all of the big ones. Being a co-writer and artist, do you find that you are interested in any titles under those publishers right now? Do you find inspiration in anything you're reading at the moment?
Yeah, I'm always open for a new challenge. Like when I got the Ninja Turtles job with IDW, I liked Turtles as a kid. That wasn't my favorite show. It wasn't something I was obsessed with, but my son is really into Ninja Turtles, so I've been watching the new show on Nickelodeon. When I got the opportunity to work on that, that was cool because I didn't know how to draw the turtles, so I had to learn and practice. But there's some characters I grew up with. I mean, like I love Batman. That's like my favorite all time, and I've never done any professional Batman work, so the opportunity to do any, I mean, I would even do like Teen Titans just to get to draw Robin or something because it's part of that universe. So I really love Batman, but I've never done anything with DC yet, and so yeah, like there's certain things I still want to do.
You actually co-wrote into the art for your own work, Vitriol, right? And that's kind of like horror, sci-fi. What about those genres or the meld of those two genres kind of enticed you from when you were first introduced to it? What about it still kind of excites you?
I love horror stuff. Like vampires for me has always been my favorite, and I know vampires have gone so up and down over the years. And but that's the nice thing about vampires is each one has its own set of rules and its own set of this is what makes vampires this for this story. So when I was telling a vampire story, I thought about telling it in the future. I love sort of like techie sci-fi kind of elements, but I grew up watching like Disney movies. So when I draw, like I draw very cartoony, very animated, and I don't think anyone's really done. I know it's hard to do stuff that's spooky and taken serious. As soon as someone looks at it and sees it's cartoony, but I was like, that's what I want to see is something that tells a story I want to see, covers all the stuff I want, but looks like the way I like to draw. So I knew Vitriol was a challenge because it wasn't an easy sell. It was definitely really sort of pulling from random things, but IDW was like, you can just do whatever you want. You know, like we like the way you draw, we like the idea, and so that was my first comic book. So I learned a lot from that, and it was cool just to kind of just do a really personal project and draw exactly what I wanted to draw.
That's very cool. It sounds like you're very individualistic and you kind of go with it and you don't try to fit into a box, which is great. So my last question is kind of an obligatory self-interest question. What is your favorite, or who rather, is your favorite character? You said Batman is a big one, but who is your favorite character right now and why?
Let's see, my favorite character ever. I mean, I guess ever would have to be Jack Skellington. I'm such a big Tim Burton fan, and like that movie right there. It's cartoony, it's friendly, but it's a bunch of scary looking characters, and it's musical. So Nightmare really for me, that's like the perfect movie. Everything about that is what gets me excited. So I'd have to say Jack has got to be the best character.
If you like this video, remember to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube account, Comics Verse TV. We're also on Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram at ComicsVerse. Last but not least, check out our website, www.comicsverse.com, for in-depth comics analysis and theory. Thank you, Billy Martin. Is there anything else you would like to say?
No, my website is thebillymartin.com, so you can find everything from that.